Yes, sir. You know exactly who I'm talking about. Yeah, he was down there at the rendezvous. Well, you know exactly what. Hey, when I go down there to alley, where Reggie will be at down there in that extra class hole down there, and Johnny's already down there when I show up. Boy, when I show up, I guess Reggie and all of them, I guess they be happy because Johnny got somebody to talk to when I get down there, and them jokers just quietly bow out, and you might hear them come back in there for a few minutes, but after that, me and Johnny be in that thing for about another hour and a half there before we shut it down there, Roger? You can't help but listen. Now, you don't have to do much talking with Johnny. You don't have to do much talking with him. But see, he and I, we go back and forth because we both, well, I think Johnny might be telling truth because some of them stories he tells me. Hey, Joe, some of them stories Johnny tells me, he done forgot. He done told me that story already once there, Roger. Yeah, right. Yeah, I don't want to tell him. I don't want to say, well, Johnny, you already told me that because I wanted to keep, I want this thing to have a smooth transition so we can keep it going back and forward there. And I'll sit there and I'll hear him out, and then I'll start my story. Either I'll add to his story. But yeah, I don't want to leave Dennis out, Joe. And I know, Dennis here in Tech too. I ain't gonna put his business out there. But yeah, Dennis don't get out here as much as he used to either, Joe. That's because UPS been working at 12 hours a day, Roy. Man, they closing down a lot of the little centers all around. And man, they sending stuff to us like crazy. We running 6 days a week. Yeah, but Dennis, don't forget now, you know, that woman stopped coming down to your house because you want to get in there and be on the radio. So she made you start coming to her house, and you done forgot what you told me. You were going to slip a you going to take a radio down to her house and throw you a wire up in the throw you a wire up in the tree, Dennis, so you can throw a shot out every now and then, Roger? That's my story, and I'm sticking to it there. I ain't trying to put your business out there, but if my memory serves me well, I think that was your story there, Roger? Yeah, Roger on that. But yeah, she can give me a break here lately because she know I've been tired. But she can stay at home and get you some rest. Man, she like I'm in the bed sleep now. I heard that I did. But yeah, these radios can get into their little, what they call quality time there. And as long as they happy, you can talk on the radio, but you got to set some boundaries in there somewhere. Or you throw somebody in their pocket and tell them to go shopping, yeah, Roger? Yeah, Roger, on that, because she was putting some mugs down in the yard. That's where that, I said, let me tell you. I said, you can come out and do whatever you want to in that yard out there. But that's not my forte. Boy, I didn't realize you was going to cost that much. Oh, yeah, them jokers, that yard business, man. Yeah, because sometimes I be thinking, dog, I be so busy, and my yard will grow up and start looking a little bad, a little rat attacking my neighbor in front of me. He got his all manicured. I can't do this. I got to do something with my yard. But on second thought, I be saying, well, dog, maybe I just call somebody and pay them to come around and do this mess. Because I got too many other things that I want to do or I'm doing. But yeah, matter of fact, I finally got around to it. And I was cutting my neighbor's yard too, but I see her boyfriend done bought a push mower now. And I thought I was about to cut her yard in a minute. I was dreading that. I said, dog. But I was so happy to see him over there cutting that backyard. And so now I don't have to cut her yard no more. And that is a relief there, Roger. Yeah, Roger, live. Hey, Roy, Lord says, yo, I'm like you. I'm the laziest person in the world. I go to work for years, and I make a decent salary, and I told my girl, I'm not doing nothing I can pay somebody to do. I got a woman come in 3 times a week to clean my house. Hey, you know, that's the way it is here. I don't clean no house. I don't wash no dishes. Well, I will wash my dish if she ain't around. But yeah, she come in here, she clean this house, 2 times a week. She mop all the floors, make sure ain't no dishes in the sink, clean the bathrooms and dust everything down. No, but that's a beautiful thing. And so that's one chore I don't have to worry about there, Roger. Yeah, Roger, man. I had a brand new Ford Cadet push move. The one that you push the button, squeeze the handle, one behind. Had a brand new Ford Cadet weed eater. I did all that stuff to my girlfriend's house. I don't want nothing around here I got to work with. I heard that idea. Well, you know, some of the women, they like to do yard work. I have been praying that I find one that like to do yard work there, right? Well, I don't like to do that, but I should say this right here. I don't even like to make my bed. I have a recliner and a blanket. 90% of the time, I'm in that recliner sleep. Hey, don't talk about me, Dennis. Don't talk about me like that. So that's where I'll be at 90. You said 90%. I'll be in mine 95% there, Roger. Yeah, look, I hear Joe flipping hard. I was like, he going upstairs and lay beside the YL. I commend him for that. No, Joe, that's those dog, man. Come to that stairwell down there, he barked 2 or 3 times. Joe know what time it is. Joe had to get on upstairs cause Max be wanting Joe to get up there so he can what they call that, tuck him and the wife in there, Roger? Well, you know, I went in 1975, so 1995 was my retirement date. So I've been retired ever since 1995. And the wife been retired ever since 2001 there, Roger. Right. And I used to hear this story all the time about soldiers. You know, once you go into the military and you go back home, everybody thinks Officer Sam Boy's got a whole lot of money. But they just don't know the real deal there, Roger. He fell back. You got that shot right. It might seem like them soldiers are making a whole lot of money today, but I remember when I went in, they used to give us all that stuff for free. Boots, the Class A's, all that stuff. Now, they get a little initial issue. If they got to go in and buy a pair of boots, that's $175, $185. That Roger? I know it. And knowing what I know now, if I was a young man, the Army wouldn't be a place that I would go to for a career. No, sir. You know, they don't even pay them retirement no more. You got to create you a 401. You got to, it's almost like being a civilian. And then, well, they lied to me. They told me I was going to have free medical, free dental all my life. And Joe, you know, they took all that stuff away there, Roger. That is a shame, but you can thank the Republicans for that. You can thank the Republicans for that. That's why I say, knowing what I know now, and if I was young and wanted to pursue a career, ain't no way I'll go fight these clowns' war. When all they're doing is fat in their pockets, and then you out there struggling, like you say, you're putting your life on the line. You already done took that oath. And you make that declaration that you're willing to die in the defense of your country. And that's what it's all about. And that training you get psyched out, and you actually a fighter. You're a warrior. You ready to go out there and face that live fire. Because that's what you've been trained. That's what you're trained to do every day. And these clowns sit back here eating caviar, steaks, and drinking all the fine liquor and fine wines and stuff. And you out there sleeping in a foxhole for the next 20 years trying to get a retirement. And that retirement, it's a good thing, but it ain't as rewarding as it appears to be, because just about time you retire, most of the soldiers that I know, they wore themselves out. They died before they reached 60. Couldn't even enjoy the retirement there, Roger. W3JOE, Echo 4, Charlie X-Ray, Roy, Central, South Carolina. Hello, Dennis. W1DR, you know what it's saying. You know, I was in the Marine Corps, and you're right, they pump you up, and so many of them young guys went home from boot camp, and they never made it back because they thought they could whoop the world. Oh yeah, that training is very effective, because you were fit to fight when they got through with your end, and that was just the way it was. You don't realize that until you go through that training, but I don't believe that the soldiers that are being trained today are ready and are fit to fight. No. Because they didn't have that type of training that we went through. No, sir. I mean, we went through straight torture. We were conditioned. Now, these goddamn soldiers now ride around in an air-conditioned bus. They get to be bussed everywhere they go. Hell, when we went to the PS, we marched to the PX. When we went to the rifle range, we ran to the rifle range. And we ran back from the rifle range. They get bussed out there now. So I don't know. They don't really have no true target practice. They got these digital targets now where they inside of a building shooting digital targets. How realistic can that be? Man, we had training out there in the woods, crawling around doing bivouac, digging foxholes. I don't even think they get to dig foxholes there, Roger.
Well, it's war they fight now. Ain't gonna be no gun. You know, they using drones and everything. And let me tell you something. I went to the Marine Corps with some guys that just saying they couldn't read. Now you have to buy out there from college to get in the military.
You got that shot right. You gotta know some math. Yes, sir. And you gonna definitely have to be able to read. And you gonna develop some computer skills. Cause like you say, drone flying and all your instrumentation now is things like iPads, you reading LED screens for this, for that, for plot and all of that type of stuff. Oh yeah. Yes, sir. You ain't walk around with a regular compass no more. Come out magnetic north and all of that. No, sir. You communicate via the satellite there, Roger.
You're exactly right. You know, my girlfriend brother, he's sort of overbearing. And he loves guns. And we went out one day. So he told me one, we had some targets. I hit them targets. And he looked at me, I said, just in case you think you're going to get me out here and get out of line.
Yes, sir. Now, you know, I wouldn't, before I went in, I didn't know what they taught me about a weapon. And I paid close attention. Learn how to clean, clean and service your weapon and all of this stuff. Learn how to set the front sight post, the rear sight aperture. And because that thing was serious to me, because like they say, it was either kill or be killed. And I wanted to make sure that I wasn't the one that's going to be killed. And I wound up learning how to shoot that weapon. And I could shoot down the range 300 meters to hit that target dead center. I walked out of there with an expert badge. And I couldn't believe that I was that good with a weapon there, Roger.
You're right on that. And you know, and I'm like this. Some things I learned in the Marine Corps, I'll take it to the grave with me. So this like I was telling my girl, everybody needs to know how to defend themselves.
You better know. One of the girls that comes over here, she finally moved back in the house, hadn't been in there. This just happened about, 5 nights ago. She and a little boy, they upstairs sleeping. Joker come from down the street, trying to break in the house. And he finally, when she heard the banging and stuff, she grabbed her son and she went out the back door. And they went and hid behind the shed and called 911. And the deputies were there less than 5 minutes. And this guy walking upstairs with the remote in his hand. I guess he was going up there to get him a TV. And they arrested him as he was going upstairs. And it scared her so bad. The next day she went and bought her a Glock there, Roger.
I know what you mean, like my girl. She said, I don't understand you. So you see me sleeping, I can get up and go in the kitchen and do this and do that. But She said, you can hear a car door slam and wake right up. I said, it's a different sound.
That's right. Absolutely. And you know, when you've had that type of training, every little sound you evaluate it. And I find myself doing that, it never left. I don't care, even if I'm playing music, and if I hear something that sounds like it comes from there, I turn the music down and I sit there and listen for a minute. And I want to make sure that that noise is normal there, Roger.
Yeah, Roger, you know, and it's just certain things I ain't gonna do. I ain't gonna sit in the house with no lights on. I ain't gonna sit with my back to no door. And I ain't gonna sit to no window there.
Yeah, because you don't want to be a city target. Because that's what you're setting yourself up for there, Roger.
Just like right now, I'm in the shack. Ain't no lights on in here. The only lights on in here is on the radio with me.
I heard that. Well, I got my peacemaker, and it ain't sitting too far from me. Because if they put that fella in jail. But if he get out and think he gonna come in and push it, I'm gonna let him push the door down. I want him to go ahead and break that door. Yeah, make my day like Clint Eastwood. Come on in, make my day. Cause I got a few friends over here, about 6 dogs over here that bark over here and bite right over there at that front door there, Roger.
I know what you mean, and I live in a good neighborhood, but I tell my girl all the time, if push come to the shove, you just get in the closet and you stay there till it gets real quiet in the house.
Oh yeah, yeah, cause you need to hear where the perpetrator coming from. But yeah, I'm gonna probably hide, cause I'm gonna be the element of surprise there, Roger.
You're exactly right. But you know, Roy, I'm like this. I don't have no visitors coming to my house. Only one come here is my girl. I think the police stopped out here one night looking for somebody. And I said, you the police, you all know where he at. He don't live here.
That's right. They got that computer in their darn car. They ain't got no excuse. They can punch their address right up and it'll tell them whose resident it is there, Roger.
Yeah, Roger, on that. He heard all this talking back here. And he said, what you got? I said, that's my radio. He said, you mind if I look at it? I said, oh, man. He come in here and said, you got more stuff in headquarters.
Hey, Dennis, I might would have to agree with him on that now. Now that was one cop that told the truth there, Roger.
Yeah, Roger. But you know what gets me, Roger? They fascinated by this stuff. When they walk in, they are fascinated.
Oh yeah, you're right. Because if I let anybody come back here, first thing they say, what is this? You got a podcast? I said, no, this is not a podcast. I said, this is a communication station. Well, what are you talking to? You talking to the moon? I didn't come up with some far-fetched stuff. I said, yeah, I'm going in the atmosphere and back down to earth. I'm all over. I'm all around the world now. But yeah, they're really fascinated. But Dennis, I don't know whether you're making conditions or what over here, but you laying in 40 over there, Roger.
Please don't say that. A joke in Ohio don't told me I was 50, but now you saying I'm 40.
Yeah, I've been watching the meter here. After that goddamn Dennis, he must be fired up over there. Yeah, you running clean tonight there, Roger?
Yeah, Roger on that. Well, you know, I got this old Icon 5300, and that's what I've been talking on there.
Oh, I know what you're talking on. I know exactly what you're talking on. I know when you messing with that digital stuff there, Roger.
Joe, I'm using the stock mic that come with the radio. Yeah, because of what I did, I called ICOM and talked to the technician, and he told me what settings to put in here, and I done exactly what he said. I sure appreciate that. You see this man coming in a couple of 3 days. You gotta jog up the recipe coming with some pickles in it, though. Yeah, Roger on that. But like I say, man, I just took my time and just wrote down the settings and everything, and the only thing I do is cut it on and off, Joe. I'm trying to get like Roy.